Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Summer. So in this video I want to share with you guys the story of Peace Ogolo. Peace Ogolo happens to be a family member of one of my very close friends. We went to nursing school together, and my friend ended up going to do pediatrics. So Peace Ogolo, like every other woman, got married, had her first child 3 years ago, and she's pregnant with her second one. Okay, not too long ago when they were doing this NYSC challenge or whatever, people are posting their NYSC pictures. Not too long ago in this May, Peace followed, she posted as well. She posted like everybody else. Like everybody else. You know, a mother, she already has a child that's 3-year-old, and there's no better way to space your children than typically she's about to have another one, 2-year gap. You know, everything as a family should have it. Life is going well, no problem. And then Peace went to her antenatal clinic or whatever she went to in Nigeria. They did a dipstick, which is a urine test, and they found out that there was a protein in her urine. Yet the hospital did nothing.
There's a chance that somebody might die, but let me tell you, before a pregnant woman dies with her unborn baby inside, you know that hospital has stood still. They've pushed, but in this case, nobody did anything. Nobody was in a hurry to save a life of a 28-year-old young lady with a 3-year-old that will never ever get to see his mother again.
Look at my sweet son, right here. Next, this is where you write. He's writing F by himself. Cross it. Good boy. Next.
So you know exactly what to do.
Oh my son. Cross it. Good boy. Clap for so boy. So clap for yourself. Good boy.
To open her up and get the baby out. No. Nobody did anything.
I was even telling my friend, it's about time. Any hospital that does right can be praised and say, but hospital does not do right. Let me tell you guys why the hospital's names should be mentioned. Is for another family to decide today. If they choose that hospital, at least they chose that hospital with knowledge of history like this. They didn't do anything about the protein in her urine, a sign of preeclampsia. And yet the hospital did not do anything about it. This lady eventually went into labor. If you do not know, it's a sign of, high blood pressure. High blood pressure in pregnancy.
Because the system is not working. Nigeria and its leadership is not working. Because if the leaders are in line, they'll be able to put a system in place that works. Now, this lady had a previous cesarean session, and high blood pressure was an issue. So she's having what we call a VBAC, so vaginal birth after a cesarean section. And that is an alarm bell. Usually, they are closely monitored. I'm talking of a place where the system works here in the UK. You're closely monitored. In fact, some doctors want to play so safe that they will just tell you that you will be going for a cesarean section. You will not be allowed to get into labor. But the only thing, they will just monitor your blood pressure and make sure they push you towards term, which is 36, 37 weeks to 42. Usually, they will not allow you to go late in pregnancy. As soon as you hit 36, 37, or 38 max, they get that baby out before you go into labor or things get out of hand. That was the plan I was expecting that doctor to put in place when he tested protein in her urine, but he didn't. He sent her home and told her to stay for 2 weeks.
They are very dangerous. That was when the hospital should have intervened. They did nothing. On the day she went into labor, she went into the same hospital. They now said, doctor is not available. I don't even know how this story is. And then they had to carry this woman with extremely high blood pressure from one hospital to another hospital. Whatever story they are sharing. The next thing, the lady died. The baby, do you know what another part that even, some cases, even when everything has been done the right way, a woman can die and the baby can be saved. It's a full-term baby. And that baby was also not saved. That's it. The woman is gone, the baby is gone. You see, let me tell you guys, right? The first time I got to experience how some hospitals have no value for human life in Nigeria. I remember one time I went into a central hospital in Ikorodu. And, you know, and this man was brought in by a bus, you know, public transport. They brought him, and the bus driver said they were driving and the guy walked into them. That's what the bus driver said. He was saying that he was, you know, people gathered and they put him in like the big hall once you walk into the hospital. And he said that from what the driver is saying is like this person was drunk and walked into him and he hit him. So he brought the man into the hospital, and this man was left on the ground. He was moaning and moaning. But if truly he was drunk, he was actually looking like he was drunk. You know, he was kind of moaning. He wasn't making any sense. His eyes were closed and all of those. And I was there and I was like, okay, why is nothing happening? Nothing. All the nurses are walking by. Everybody's walking by as if it's a goat that's left on the ground. I went for my appointment. I came out. This man was still on the ground. Nothing has been done. People are walking past him. I never forgot that experience. Over 20 years ago. And eventually, by the time, you know the way your appointment takes forever. By the time I finished all my appointment and everything, I came out. That man was no longer moving. No longer making any sound. And he was just there. It was the biggest eye-opener for me how there is no value for human life in a lot of hospitals. Not all. Because there are some very high private hospitals. And I saw how they left the man just live. And I thought to myself, that's somebody's loved one. That's somebody's father, uncle, cousin, somebody. But all the nurses are walking past as if, like I said, is a goat that's left on the ground. No accountability. Nobody gets into trouble. Like I said, hospitals like this should be named and shamed. Do you know that when this piece got into hospital, they said the doctor is not around? How can you say you're a hospital? People can come for emergency and everything. But people come and you're not around. So there's no second person when you are not around. How is that a hospital? The doctor had other things, whatever. If you cannot provide the necessary skills to ensure that life-saving measures are taken when it's needed, how is that a hospital? As I speak to you guys now, peace is gone. Her 3-year-old no longer has a mother. Her husband has lost his wife. Basically, Nigeria has happened to her. On the 10th of May here, she posted and she said, happy anniversary to NYSC at 50. She said it was a worthwhile experience. If you don't know, NYSC is a national thing that every Nigerian citizen has to do after they finish university. That same country has failed her. Nigeria has happened to her. It's sad. It's really sad. Once again, we come here, unfortunately, to share the story of Nigeria happening to people. Today is peace, tomorrow is somebody else. And unfortunately, nobody is ever made accountable for this unnecessary loss of lives. Anybody can pop up anywhere and open a clinic and claim to be a hospital. I don't even know what else to add to this video. As always, whatever your opinions are, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.